What's going on YouTube? Mr. 1013 here, and finally I am doing my top 5 G.I. Joe Club figure subscription 1 figures. So I'm going to be going down the top 5 of my favorite figures from the first subscription. And these are just my thoughts and opinions, I don't know how you guys will figure out how you guys rank your favorite figures from the first subscription. You can compare them to mine once you guys see my list or whatever, but I'm gonna jump right into it and starting with number 5. And it's going from, before I put the figure out there, it's going 5 being the least to 1 being my favorite. So the first one up, which is number 5 of my favorites, is CoverGirl. But finally, we got a modern update to the character. But there's a few things that could have been changed. She was basically a repaint from Sparta from the Mission Brazil set. I wish she would have gotten a new head sculpt. I wish she would have came a little bit later in the figure subscription. I know they tried to bring a lot of wow factor to the first subscription and throw a lot of pizzazz into the figures that were part of the first figure subscription. So they threw CoverGirl in there. And it still seems, this figure subscription 1.0 seems still to be one of my favorite figure subscriptions amongst the 4 so far. But just a few things they could have changed. Like, I definitely wish she would have got a new head sculpt. They did add the little vest to her and everything. The problem I had with her was like this neck area. She really has no neck. Like, the head sculpt really sits far down on here, so it gives her like a like she just has no neck. If it had been just a little bit higher, as I pull the head sculpt off, even if she would have had a higher neck, you know what I'm saying? Even if it went there, just to give her some. It makes a lot of difference. So I think the head sculpt that was put on here, or they jumbled it too far down. I don't know what it might have been, but CoverGirl is number 5 on my list. Still glad we got a minor update of the figure, but again, just that I wish we did get a new head sculpt, or maybe the short hair CoverGirl that came with the vehicle. I think that would have been proper. But number 5. Number 4 was Topside. I really like this figure. When I seen him that they were getting we were getting a minor update of Topside, I was kind of excited. I didn't really, have him when I was younger, but when I seen, I was like, this looks like a Joe. You know what I'm saying? He gives me this real like G.I. Joe feel. He has the nice navy vest on them, and again, I did reviews on all these if you check my page. But this was a really solid figure. I mean, I really like the head sculpt. The head sculpt looks really good. It was mainly shipwreck parts, but the colors, the accessories he came with, he came off as a real solid figure. And I really enjoyed getting a good, like I said, he really felt like a good Joe. Real, not too out the way, just plain clothes, naval officer. So Topside was my number 4 out of my top 5. As we move on to the next, Miss Kim Arashikage. This was like the year of the Jinx. We had got like 3 versions of Jinx or Kim Arashikage throughout the whole year. We had the San Diego Comic-Con red and white version. The white version was the movie, the movie actress likeness of Elodie Young, I believe that's what her name was. And we got this version based off the Valor versus Venom, and I think this was a great update to the Valor versus Venom figure. I love the accessories she came with. She used the same. This is the same body mode that the unreleased Scarlet from the Rise of Cobra Urban Strike Scarlet. This is the same body mode, also as well as the Resolute Scarlet, and they reused the Jinx head. They remolded it for this figure. Again, I understand this is supposed to be an updated version of that Jinx. That's why they use that hair sculpt. But if she would have got a newer hair sculpt too, I thought that'd have been dope. But as far as getting the figure and meaning that she was the updated version of Valor versus Venom, I can appreciate why they used the head sculpt. Now I did. She had this giraffe neck thing going on. It's like she had a lot of neck. CoverGirl didn't have enough. So I kind of drumbled her head down a little bit so it can sit further down on her neck, so she doesn't have this real elongated neck and look like she's just looking down. So this looks 100% better in my opinion. Just dremeling her head down a little bit to slide down. So again, very solid figure. I really like the colorways of the figure. And like I said, an update of the Valor versus Venom, and she is my number 3. Now this right here was kind of hard. My number 2 and my number 1. This was kind of tough right here, and I'm still like, as I do this video, I'm trying to think on which ones, which is my favorite. But I'm gonna go based off what sold me on the figure subscription. So number 2, Big Boy. This was a great update, a magnificent update, one of the most anticipated figures, I believe, amongst the whole G.I. Joe community. When I seen Big Boy, an updated version of him, he came with the boxing gloves, he came with the trainer helmet, the dumbbell, the sledgehammer, the is it not the tonfas, the pugil stick. He came with all these accessories, man, with the interchangeable head and a very, very promising update to the older version. This is a great update. He holds well, his size and stature. You know, back in the day, they really didn't have the size on it was just, as far as height, they just had the width, you know, the big arms back in the day with the old G.I. Joes. But now, since they updated these molds, you can get these bigger molds, so you can just see how much bigger he is to the regular Joes, and he should be. His presentation is there. Again, very impressed with this figure. One of the figures that sold me on it, on getting the first figure subscription. And man, I mean, I have no complaints, zero complaints about him. Had to do like no modifications, or don't wish they changed anything about him. They did this figure perfect. So this is my number 2. But what sold me, and if you guys know me, this guy was gonna be my number 1. Dice. And I know everybody gonna be like, what? Or maybe some people might agree with me, but some people might not agree with me. But Dice is what sold me. I was such a Ninja Force fanatic when they first came out. When they first came out, May 1991, I believe it was. I had all the Ninja Force figures except Dice, and he was like the hardest one to find. And once I finally, you know what, my mom, she called me in the room. She even knew I was looking for this guy back in the day. She called me in her room. She said, "Look who I found," and it was Dice. So I guess she just really holds a special sentiment to me. But when they showed this guy was a part of the figure subscription, I was like, oh my God. You know, I didn't know if any other e-tailers or like Big Bad Toy Store and all those other guys were going to be selling figure subscription figures. But I knew I had to be a part of it. And I definitely, like I said, this was my favorite. When I seen they had Big Boy, when I seen they did Dice, CoverGirl, Kimurashi Kage, when I seen they were throwing these guys in this first figure subscription, it really sold me. But it was a definite buy when when I see Dice as a part of the lineup, because all I was thinking about Ninja Force is on the way. But so this is my figure subscription 1.0. My top 5. Number 1, Dice. 2, Big Boy. 3, Kimurashi Kage. 4, Topside. 5, CoverGirl. There it is. So stay tuned for my faves out of figure subscription 2.0 and 3.0. Figure subscription 4.0 is been closed down, and we should be getting some figures later on this year. So I hope you enjoy. Leave your comments on your top 5. Who do you think? Does your lineup compare to mine, or does it totally is it totally different from mine? Let me know. Talk to you guys later. Continue to like, share, subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Peace.